I moved into a quiet suburban neighborhood thinking it would finally give me peace. Instead, I got the HOA, more specifically, I got Karen, the self-appointed queen of the block. Karen was the HOA president's wife and acted like she owned every inch of the street. She critiqued lawn height, counted trash cans, and complained if your car wasn't shiny enough. Everyone avoided her, except she had one little problem. She couldn't control her 19-year-old son, Tyler. Tyler drove a modified sports car bought by mommy and daddy. Loud exhaust, tinted windows, and absolutely no driving sense. He sped down our road daily like it was a racetrack. One rainy night, things escalated. I was inside when I heard a massive crash, metal scraping, wood snapping. I rushed outside. Tyler's car had plowed through my fence, smashing 2 panels and part of my mailbox. He stumbled out without a scratch and immediately yelled, "Your fence shouldn't be so close to the road. This is your fault." I stood there, stunned. My fence hadn't moved in 12 years. I called the police. When they arrived, Karen was already outside in her robe, fake tears flowing. She pointed at me and told the cops, "Her fence is illegal. She needs to pay for my son's car." Tyler nodded dramatically like a bad actor performing in court. Karen insisted the HOA would fine me for property endangerment and take action. But the officer calmly walked around, inspected the scene, measured distances, and shook his head. Then he asked Karen a simple question. "Ma'am, does your son live here?" "Yes," she snapped. "And is this vehicle registered to him?" "Yes." "Then he is responsible for damages." Karen's fake tears evaporated. Tyler interrupted loudly. "That fence is blocking the road. She should pay." The officer raised an eyebrow. "The fence is well inside property lines. You were speeding in the rain." Then the officer did something glorious. He turned to me and said, "Would you like to file a property damage report and towing request?" I smiled. Yes, I would." Tyler's attitude flipped instantly. "What? You can't tow my car." The officer ignored him and called for a tow truck on the spot. Karen screamed, "This is an outrage. We'll fight this." But the cop just handed her a citation. "Ma'am, your son also drove recklessly. That's another ticket." The tow truck arrived, hooked Tyler's precious sports car, and drove away while Tyler yelled incoherently. Neighbors watched from porches, loving every second. Karen stomped away, dragging Tyler behind her like a toddler. 2 days later, the HOA emailed me from Karen's account, demanding I repair the fence at my expense because it was unsightly. Instead, I forwarded them. Police report damage cost estimate, liability, ruling. I gave them a polite note. "Since Tyler caused damage to my property, I suggest sending the bill to him." A week passed. Silence. Then suddenly, a notice appeared. Karen was removed from the HOA board. Apparently, her tantrum had embarrassed the community. The best part, Tyler's insurance didn't cover reckless driving, and his car sat in impound accruing fees. Karen finally came over one morning, humiliated. "Can we settle the fence cost privately?" she whispered. I smiled warmly and said, "Of course. Just make the check payable to me." She paid every cent. And guess what? Tyler never sped past my house again. Sometimes justice doesn't need vengeance. It just needs a tow truck and a good officer.